Well, time to review the movie. I guess I've that's probably gonna blow up with comments, but actually, it won't be so bad because you read the title. Yeah, this is my review of The Flash. So the plot of this movie is Barry Allen, after learning the essence of time travel, like in the Snyder Cut, Barry decides to go try and go back in time to save his mom, but Bruce Wayne tells him that it could be dangerous. So him and so when he goes back in time, he finds his younger self, and of course it causes a whole mishmash. So he teaches him his superpowers of time travel and going through universes, and he tries to get him super speed, and they go through all sorts of different universes without metahumans, which gets created because of all the universes merging together, and they all come across Batman, who's Michael Keaton's Batman, and they find Supergirl, played by Sasha Kaye, and they all form together and try to get Barry back into his universe and fix everything. Yeah, if you know me, like I've really been frustrated with how the DCU's been, and James Gunn now running the universe or creating a new universe or whatever doesn't spark hope in me. Everything having a James Gunn feel is not gonna go well. But that being said, I went in this movie with really low expectations because this has been hyped up as the most important DCEU movie, and it's everyone's been talking about how crazy and important it is. And now that I saw the movie, it was fine. It was average. Maybe it's because I had really low expectations, but I thought it was perfectly fine. It's not great, nowhere near great, but I didn't hate it. I will say this, I did not hate this movie, okay? Just to get that off my chest, I did not hate this movie. There are things in it I didn't like, but for the most part, I enjoyed myself. For one thing, Ezra Miller, yeah, okay. Time to mention the elephant in the room. I know Ezra Miller has been going through a lot of arrests and stuff, but honestly, Ezra Miller was fine in this. Well, mostly when he's the main Barry, but when it's the other Barry, ugh. Okay, so there's two Barrys in this movie, like I said. One is the current one, and then one is when he goes into the past. The first Barry, like the main one, I like him. Like I think he's definitely more like the Snyder Cut version of uh, Barry Allen. Like he's not annoying. Like he's very young and inexperienced, but he still tries to be determined as he can. And I think he has a lot of great scenes. And Barry, especially with his relationship with his mother, which is the highlight of the movie, you do see a lot of flashbacks with the time travel and such of him and Nora Allen having lots of great moments together. And I'm not gonna lie, it did make me feel sad. I mean, this is probably the saddest I felt in a superhero movie, and well, I guess Logan also did that, but like I did. What there's lots of great moments, and none of them are ruined by jokes. Hallelujah! But that being said, yeah, there is humor in this movie. But I mean, to be fair, he's the Flash. The Flash is kind of quippy. I mean, not to the extent of what Joss Whedon did, but like I think sometimes it works but a lot of times it does come off as cringeworthy. Like there's a scene involving the lasso of truth at the beginning. Yeah, despite claims Gal Gadot's cameo as Wonder Woman didn't get removed. It's funny. But yeah, and it's pretty cringy. And like as I said, how the main Barry, the main Flash, like he's really good and has a lot of great moments. The other Flash, okay, when I said the first one is like the the first Flash is like the one from the Snyder cut. This second Flash, he's like the Joss Whedon version, but like 10 times worse. Like he felt more like Pauly Shore, honestly, because throughout most of the movie, he's mostly screaming and being obnoxious. It's like, that's literally what he's like throughout most of them. And like there's this one part where like they're when they go to that one universe and when they're trying to free Supergirl, like there's like a part where, like they're sneaking around the fortress, like the military fortress where she's being held, and then no joke, the elder bear he literally says, "Why is it snowing outside?" I, Is that supposed to be funny? It's not, because like I don't know what genius. This is written by the writer of Birds of Prey, my favorite movie of the DCEU, and it. I mean, I guess this movie wasn't awful. Like it wasn't bad. Like there was still stuff in it I did like. I thought it was very 5 out of 10. Like that's all I could say. It was a very average movie. Like I don't hate it. Let me rephrase it because there are definitely stuff I like. And Michael Keaton as Batman is the main stuff. But obviously, that's why I wore my Batman shirt today. This is the Keaton one. Pretty obvious because that's his symbol. And what did I think of Michael Keaton as Batman here? He's good when he's there. I did like how the marketing for this movie is really it's false advertising. It makes you feel like it's just going to be nostalgia for the sake of it, and they're just hyping up Michael Keaton as Batman. He is in the movie quite a bit, but he's not in it as much as you would expect, honestly. So the trailers really lied, but I guess for the good reason, because this is mostly Barry's story, and I really like that they did that. Like, I was afraid this was going to end up being the movie people thought No Way Home was going to be, just nostalgia, but it's not like that. Some moments it is kind of like that. Like you do see like Barry going through like there's this one part where he's like trapped in the middle of the multiverse and you see like all kinds of like different universes and their CGI people like oh man, it's really bad. That's another thing. Lots of people have said this, but this movie, lots of the effects in this movie are awful. Like just flat out awful. Like some lots of are pretty good. Like I do like all the when it shows Barry running. I mean, sometimes it looks a little weird. He kind of looks like he's made of rubber, but lots of the times it looks really good when he's trying to speed through everything. And lots of like Ben Affleck's Batman, he does have a really good scene in the opening. He's not in the movie much. Yeah, him and Michael Keaton don't even have any scenes together. That shows you how poor the management of the DCEU has been. They can't even. They hype up another Batman, and he doesn't even interact with the main one. What genius thought that up? It's yeah. This movie is a mess in a lot of ways, but I can't hate it because there were still stuff in it I did like. It's just I don't know. This is a very conflicting movie for me. I'm sorry if this seem it seems like I'm being too critical, but at the same time I'm giving it a pass. But yeah, this is a very 5 out of 10 movie. Like very like there were definitely the emotional moments I do think really is what held this movie together. They really emphasized that this is Barry's story, like I said. So, and the time travel aspect, it really does affect him as a character because when he first went back in time in the Snyder Cut, like obviously he thinks like it's a new cool superpower that he was able to break, but here he learns the consequences of it, it's it's really neat to see. And the beginning of the movie actually did really grip me in. The beginning of the movie, it's sometimes it lots of the writing doesn't work. Like when he's about to run, and then like you saw in the trailer, and those girls are like, "Oh my god, it's Flash!" Like, yeah, there isn't that much moments where like jokes are ruined by serious ones. This is not Peacemaker. Like, no, God, no. But it's it's okay. Like it's an okay movie. Like I've wanted a Flash movie since I was a kid. And could have they done better? Yeah. Could they have done worse? Yeah. Like it's really somewhere in the middle for me. Like it's not a bad movie like I said. It's just it's very average. Like I really don't know what more to say. Like it's a movie that has so much and yet kind of has so little. Like it's like I do like a lot of the stuff in it that made me say I'm glad I saw it, but honestly, I'm not totally sure if I'd watch it again. And the ending, like I know they say this movie's supposed to restart the DCU, but like the end, like this movie, like it doesn't really give anything huge. But so I don't think it even restarts everything. Aquaman's supposed to be the last one, and yeah, and there are moments at the end of the movie, but you can really go home after watching after like you don't even need to stay at the end. There is something at the end of the movie like every superhero movie, but you don't need to. It's just a stupid joke. What is it with superhero movies today and stupid jokes? I don't get it, but it was a fine movie. It doesn't make me excited for the future of DC, really, but I mean, it was fine. Like, it was okay. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I thought the movie was totally fine. It was not the disaster I was expecting it to be. So I guess I kind of recommend it, but okay, if you wanted a Flash movie for a long time like me, or you just want to see Michael Keaton again, or if you just like to see a lot of fan service, it's good on the big screen. But if you're looking for like a genuinely good Flash movie, I'd say just wait for streaming. It's really nothing too special, but it's not bad either. Like, it's a movie that goes either way. So I thought it was fine. It was a really a mess, but for what they did, I think it was okay. It definitely wasn't worth all the hype, crazy manufactured hype that they did. At least I think it was, because funny enough, they were hyping this movie. Warner Brothers was acting like this is the most important movie they ever made, but when it came out, most people just found it eh. And I guess I found it eh, but there was still stuff I liked in it that made me think it's a little better than that. So it was just overall an alright movie. Like, I don't know if I wouldn't strongly recommend it, but I mean, if you really want to see how it plays, I'd say it's worth one watch. So yeah, The Flash, it's a passable average movie. Like, it's very average. I don't it won't make my top 10 of the year, but definitely not. But it was fine. Like, it could have been worse. So overall, I didn't hate it. Now, the trailers I got Oppenheimer, whatever again. Yeah, still looking forward to this one. I think it'll be quite good. It's got a huge cast, and I always like war movies, so I've said this before. I'm really repeating myself, but it looks pretty good. I got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I'm really excited for this one. I do like the Mission Impossible movies, except the second one, but it looks like it'll be a fun time. And I think this is the last like COVID delayed movie I think is coming out. So good it's finally getting released. So I can't wait for it. I got Barbie. Can I really come clean with this? I don't think this movie looks that bad. I know, laugh at me all you want. I kind of want to see it. I don't know. The more trailers I see of it, the more I warm up to it. Like, it really looks like a movie that makes fun of itself. So I'm really liking it for that. And the trailer makes it look funnier than it has any right to be. But I know you're all gonna laugh and make fun of me if I see a Barbie movie. But so I don't know if it's gonna be worth it in the end. But who am I kidding? I'm already stating what I'm thinking of the movie so far. You're all gonna make fun of me already. So yeah, I do kind of want to see Barbie, but it's probably not going to go well for any of you. And I got Blue Beetle. Looks pretty fun. Kind of looks more just like a typical superhero movie about a young guy discovering his powers. But I do think Blue Beetle is a cool character, and it's cool to see him finally get a movie. And I especially love that suit. Like, the suit on him looks great. The effect. This trailer alone had better effects than the entire Flash movie. Think about that. It looks fun. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe it won't be good, but I don't know. I think it looks like it'll be kind of fun. So, yeah, The Flash, it's fine for what it is. It's not great. Like, if you really don't want to see it, like, I mean, I won't judge you. I mean, if you just want to wait for streaming, feel free so. So it was an okay movie. I Nothing to rave about. It was just, well, there was a lot to talk about, but nothing I especially praised. So yeah, The Flash is all right. Doesn't. But if you want a really good superhero movie to see, go see Spider Verse. Like, that's a better multiverse superhero story that actually knows the concept of the multiverse, and it actually, is leading to something big. It's better. But this, it's fine. Like, it's just fine. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, that's my review of The Flash. Honestly, it was more of a positive review than I was expecting. So take care.